Yeah, I did some bad things growing up, because it was always more of along the lines of rebellion. I didn't want to listen to anybody about my haircut, or my beard. I couldn't have a beard growing up, I had to dress a certain way, I had to talk a certain way. And, that confinement of control, I didn't really like that control. I wanted to be myself. And if being myself means wearing an American flag shirt with a long beard and a bald head, and that's exactly what I'm going to go with. That's what I like. Being debt free is a very important thing also in this life, because if you don't got the shackles, you can't change the world. I would love to go ahead and be able to give back in a way where, 10% of my whatever it is that I'm making off of this, I want to donate to my church a couple of months out of the year. I want to be able to take whatever it is that I'm making from my Fanatics affiliate and give it back to my church. The people there are so amazing. I got to shout out my pastor, Pastor Mike, and my doctor, Jubal Reed, Tommy Hoyser, Ben. There's so many names. Dan Keats, Stephen, Daniel. There's so many people in that church. My boy Kenny, Lorenzo. It's just the name. The list goes on and on and on. I mean, my wife just had appendix surgery last week, emergency appendix surgery, right? And my entire life, I never had anyone come to my house or my parents' house when my mom fell and broke her back or anything of that. I never saw anyone come to the house and bring dinner 3 or 4 times in a row. I never saw anyone send an edible arrangement basket with a get well soon card attached to it. I never experienced my next door neighbors, which is another pastor from our church, come by and give a $50 gift card to Roadhouse, which we just had dinner from there tonight, actually. Never had I experienced that. And for that reason, the community and the people that I've surrounded myself with, it's much more than any money can buy. Honestly, it's much more than any kind of amount of money could ever buy. And the love that they have for us is actually genuine, because they don't ask for anything in return. And it's a beautiful thing. Never have I experienced that. What's a hidden talent or skill you have that most people don't know about? I create content. I'm a pretty good film guy. I have a pretty good vision. I have really good ideas on management. I know how to guide people into the right direction. I know how to preach to people and inspire them to be the greatest versions of themselves. I do that at every opportunity that I can. I like to, speak the word of God to people and preach to them, because I think that by preaching the word of God is the only way to heaven. Matthew 24:14 says, preach the word of God until the end of days, and then the end will come. And I really do firmly believe that we are living in the last days of our lives, in the last times of our lives, where if we don't do it now, then when? And if it's not us, then who? Right? I don't know why I want to say this, but I keep referring back to the passage of Isaiah. I don't know exactly what book of chapter of Isaiah it is. And so God asked, whom shall I send? And so there I stood and I said, here am I, send me. I am the person that they want to send, because I promise that everything that I do it with an open heart, and I do it with an open mind, and I do it for not the benefit of myself, but I do it for the benefit of other people. And I firmly believe that there are people out there that, like they say, out of the 100% of people, 90% of people only want to watch you fall and fail, and the other 10% really don't care. I'm one of those people that I don't want to see you fall. I want to see you succeed in any and every way possible. I'm doing this because I love filming. I love talking to people. If you go on my other videos, you'll see that I went ahead and I spoke to another gentleman in Odessa, Texas, a couple of weeks ago, and he's pretty much you know, just like me, I'm a nobody. He's a nobody. You know, it's like, and what am I doing? I'm not charging him anything to get on my YouTube channel. He didn't charge me anything to talk to him. So it's like, I'm helping him, he's helping me, and I'm helping everybody grow. We're helping each other grow. There are people out there that don't want to see you eat, right? Well, I'm not that guy. I want to see you eat. Sometimes there could be the possibility of, I don't want to see you eat at my table, but that doesn't mean I don't want to see you eat, man. I want to see everybody succeed. I want to see everybody grow because we all deserve it. We all deserve the best for ourselves. We just have to go out and get after it and get it and choose it and want it and drive for it. The harder I work, the luckier I will get. I am certain of that phrase right there. Shout out to Mr. 305 Pitbull when he said that. And it's the truth.
They tell me all the time, they say, Chico, you're so lucky, Chico. I say, man, you know what's funny? Harder I work, luckier I get. It's really that simple.
Tony Robbins goes ahead and he says that, I think it's the way it goes, the most selfish thing that you can do in your life is do something kind to another person. Because that feeling of gratitude that you have inside for doing that act of kindness, you can't give that away. It's for yourself. It's not like you could put it in a mason jar and say, hey, here's that feeling of gratitude that I gave, that I had, that I just picked up a couple of weeks ago when I helped push the old lady's car off the road or fill up some guy's gas tank because he ran out of gas. And that's just the way it is. You know, I'm a firm believer that I am placed on this earth to help other people. And one way or another, God is going to go ahead and repay me for it. And whether that's now or 10 years or 15 years from now, it doesn't matter when, but it's coming, you know? Like my boy from church, Kenny, he says, God may be slow, but he's always on time because he knows exactly when you need it. It's not when you want it, but it's when you need it. And that's very important life lesson that I would like for everybody to remember. If you weren't doing what you're doing now, what would you be doing? Oh man, I don't know. If I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, what would I be doing? Well, I'm gonna be completely transparent with you guys. I was a drug addict for a very long time. I did massive amounts of drugs. I used to smoke weed. I used to do a lot of bad things, you know, that I'm not very proud of. But I have repented against all of those bad things, and I think God has forgiven me for those things. And the more I try to do right by him, the more I know that he has forgiven me for my sins. And that's all that really matters. Because I don't need anybody's approval. I don't need anybody's forgiveness or permission. It's all about the man upstairs, y'all. That's all it is. It's all about the man upstairs. The funniest or the craziest thing that's ever happened to me on the job or on camera. Well, I used to, when I was younger, you know, since I was always a big guy, I used to work security at nightclubs and stuff like that. And so my first job, I actually started working at, I was 17 years old. I was a bouncer. I was working security. I don't drink. I don't like drinking. I don't like the effects of drinking. I did used to drink a lot when I was younger at the legal age limit. I'm 40 now, but I don't really like to drink anymore. So when I was at work, I never used to drink. I always took my jobs very seriously. This goes back to the work ethic that my father implemented in me in my life. And so the craziest thing, I was standing in the VIP area at a nightclub in Miami in Cocoa Walk in Coconut Grove, right? And so I'm standing in the VIP area and I'm looking at like a back door where people go out to the terrace and smoke and come back in or whatever, whatnot. And I look back there and it looks like there's people huddled around this young girl, right? Because I see the girl's head, but I can't see her face, or I can't see anything. I just see everybody like, oh my God, like freaking out. And so I walk over there and I tell my buddy that he was with me at the VIP. I'm like, hey, watch this. I'll be right back. Let me go check this out. So I go over there being the nosy guy that I am. And I walk over there and I say, hey, break it up. What's going on? And as soon as the girl lifts her head up to me to look at me in the eye, her whole left side, which would be, I guess, her right side, right? Or no, her left side, right? It was on her left side. Her whole left side looked like a watermelon. Damn! Swollen, eye was shut. It was crazy. So I asked her, who did this to you? And she points to the terrace, to some people that were outside. And when I look towards the door, here comes the guy that did that to the girl. So I go after him. and I grabbed him, and he kind of like went around me, so I kind of fish hooked him, and I grabbed him in his mouth like this, and I ripped his whole cheek. He looks like the Joker now because I ripped his whole cheek. It was crazy, 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 crazy moment. In the nightclub scene, I worked, like I said, I worked security for a long time in Florida. I used to do private security for a lot of Spanish artists while I was there as well. So, growing up in Miami, you get to know people, and you get to talking to people, and you get to be around a lot of cool stuff, but at the same time a lot of dangerous stuff. I could have died many a times while I was there. If my life was a theme song, what would it be? That's a great question. I love music. There's a lot of good ones out there, man. Oh, okay. It would have to be from one of the best bands to ever exist. It would have to be Journey. That song that goes, highway run until the midnight sun. Wheels go round and round in my life. Like that. That's the song. That would be my theme song. Since I am a truck driver. I'm away from my family sometime, or most of the time. Sometimes more than what I would like to admit or want. But hey, that's what keeps the bacon coming in, and that's pretty much relatable to my life. But that's just one of them. Like I said, I got many of them. Where do I see myself in 5 years from right now? I see myself 5 years from now with an extensive YouTube channel of growth. I see myself in a place where I'm closer to God. I'm preaching more. I'm sermoning more to people and bringing more people to the light to be able to get closer to God. And I really think that we all need that. Like I said, I hope to be debt free. I hope to have another business, because I have my business of the trucking right now. Since I own my own truck, I would like to go ahead and be able to, start a braking business, breaking sports cards and making some kind of profit from that. I am an affiliate for Fanatics, and I'm an affiliate for Sports Card Investor, which, I'll link that down below. But somewhere where I can help the people around me be the best versions of themselves. That's where I see myself 5 years from now. I see myself 5 years from now being able to provide more for my family, and provide more for the people that are around me, and provide more for just in general to the people that need. This is one of my ideas. I would like to get 50 box trucks, like the Isuzu box trucks, and I would like to take 10 of them and turn them into washers and dryers and laundries, to be able to go and get another 10, turn it into showers and bathrooms, get another 10, get a community of barbers, to be able to all disperse throughout cities with homeless people, provide them with something that they do not have, which is clean clothes, a shower, and a haircut, all for free, all from my pocket. That's what I would love to do. I would love to do that. Be able to take care of the people that want to be taken care of, because I'm not going to give them handouts neither. They have to try, at Camilla's house, at 7:00 in the morning, they kick you out. I'm not trying to do that neither. I'm not trying to give them a free ride, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to think of better ways to provide a better life for the people that really want a better life, not for the people that think they deserve a better life, because you don't deserve a better life if you are very willing and capable, and you have 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 ears, 2 eyes, nose, mouth, the whole 9 yards, and you can't go get a job. No, that's not going to work. Give back to the real homeless people, families that are out on the streets, children that don't have toys on Christmas, or a truckload of jackets. I want to be able to give back to the people that need those kinds of resources in the future. And like I said, I'm going to give back to my church. I want to team up with my church and be able to figure something out with them, to be able to give back to this community that we need a lot of help in and a lot of structure in. And I would just like to see smiles on people's faces, to be honest with you. That's what I really want. I want to see people smile, man. Even though, I'm going through a tough time right now. The devil has been attacking me for the past couple of weeks, and it is what it is. Acceptance of the fact that the devil is never going to have a day off. That's just the way it is, right? I know God's on my side and he's going to take care of me. I know it. What's one legacy you want to leave behind for your family, friends, and community? That's a hard one. What's one legacy you want to leave behind for your family, friends, and community? First off, for my community, I want to say that, as the famous Les Brown says, stand up for what you believe in because you can fall for anything. That's number one for my community. Stand up for the belief of what you think is right and what you know is right and what you know is wrong. For my friends, I want to say thank you for, sticking around with me till the bitter end. For those of you that know who I'm talking to, I just want to say, stay sharp, check your six, and keep pressing forward. And it was my honor of being a part of your lives, and I thank you for being a part of mine. As crazy as it may sound, I know I wasn't the best of friends to some people out there, but I ask for your forgiveness. If I can leave anything with you in this video, is just be kind to one another. And for my family, I want to say thank you for being there for me. Thank you for putting in all your chips on me. And it's my honor to have you in my lives. And I know I wasn't perfect. No one is. But in the last coming years of my life, I want to leave a legacy behind of greatness. And I want my last name to be remembered, and I want my last name to be echoed in the history books. For my son, Junior, when they speak his name, my name gets spoken of, and they say that he was an amazing person. I want my son, Junior, to know that I love him very much, and that I care immensely about him, and I am very proud of him for the man that he has become. And he's still not done. He still has a lot to go. For my son, my other son, Noah, I would like to go ahead and tell him that I love him very much, and that he is the apple of my eye. He has brought me to understand that not everything can be forced, and you need to have grace, and you need to have a soft touch sometimes for certain things. Don't get me wrong, I am a tough as nails kind of guy, and when I say something, I mean it. For those of you that don't know, I have 2 other children in Miami, Florida. One of them, his name is Grayson, and the other one's name is Spencer. And Grayson, I want to tell you that I wasn't always there for you, and I'm sorry for that. And even though we had very different ways of thinking and being, and our beliefs were very different and our viewpoints were very different, I want you to know that inside of you is the same greatness that's inside of me. And I know that you're going to be great. And you're an awesome human being as well. And Spencer, I don't need to tell you nothing, man. I already told you where you're going. I know where you're going. You're going to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, baby. And you're an amazing human, bro. All 4 of my kids are amazing human beings. They're a little bit of me in every single slice. It's a beautiful thing. When you're young like that, you don't see it like that because obviously you're not a parent or you're not even thinking of that at that moment. But it's absolutely wonderful to see yourself in an actual human reflection. It's crazy. It's crazy. For my father, I want to tell him thank you for everything that you provided for me growing up. I want to say that it's because of you, man, that I'm here today making this video. Because I want to leave something behind for the people to see my true self. Well, not the person that they remember me by, but the person that I am today. So thank you, Dad. Thank you for everything that you've done for me in my life. I saved the best for last. I gotta thank my wife, Amy. Every single step of the way, you were there for me. And I love you so much. I would probably be dead or in jail right now if it wasn't for you and giving me the best gift that I could have ever received, and that's my children. So thank you for that. You are amazing. So that's it, guys. That's me in a nutshell. I really appreciate you guys watching the video all the way to the end. I appreciate you taking your time to sit here and, listen to my banter for 45 minutes. But it was just me letting it all out and letting you guys know exactly who I am. I'm Ariel Mendoza, The Big Card Show, on YouTube, Instagram, and all the other socials that you could possibly imagine that are out there right now. Guys, if you want to go ahead and, contribute to, my growth and my success, please, if you can, go and buy something in the store for the Fanatics affiliate, your favorite sports team. Drop your favorite sports team name, and I'll make sure that I have a lot of inventory for you so you can go ahead and buy it. Or if you are interested in the cards themselves, I'm an affiliate for Sports Card Investor as well. I want this growth to be organic. I want this growth to be something that I can leave behind and say, wow, look at this. This is crazy. This guy was a truck driver, security, excuse me, worked in Miami, grew up like this, did that, a Jehovah's Witness, Look how he turned out. And guys, if I can do it, I know for a fact that whoever's watching this video, you can do it as well. So with that said, I'm out. Thank you for your time. God bless. Stay up. The Big Card Show. I'll check you guys out on the next one. Bye.